Well, hello there guys, and welcome back to the channel. Look at all the beautiful people in the chat already. I need to put some respect on OG Spidey? Yet. I mean, I'm saying that, but I'm actually considering taking mine to rank 2 as 7 star. I don't know, maybe, we'll see. We'll see. But hey, what's up Q? Ankit, how are you doing? Google user? Len, can't wait to see new monetization tools, I mean features. I mean, that's a fair comment. Atuma or Moleman for AW defense? For AW defense? Well, both are needed, so you need to speak with your team. Which one do you guys need more? But Atuma is, you know, definitely considered better defender overall. Kabam just went live. Yeah, I know. What's up, Aman? How are you doing? Antrasis, Gab, J. Lopez, Boobins, Damien, Bobby Fish. Can't wait to get this. Thank you, Conan. Score? What? Oh, you mean my arena score? I think I'm just under 70 million, something like that. Or about 70 million. Something like that. Yeah, I think it's about 70 million. Does Atuma need high 6 for defense? Ideally, yes. Ideally, you do want to give Atuma some high 6, yes. What update are I'm going to reveal first? I don't know, but I need to prepare my notepad. Okay, so I did the tier list. I need to make a Vega video and also a contour. Okay, so account. Yeah, here we go. 65 million there. Nice. 60 million. Hoping for 70 million before I sleep. Yeah, good job. Well, I'll probably have another round in me, maybe today. We'll see how it goes. If I can do another round, that'll be good. Or go to bed. So Benji, Nimrod or Guardian to 6200 for BGs and questing. I'd start with Nimrod. Hope there's more slap memes. Well, I haven't downloaded any new ones, but they are still here. This is quite cool picture. That's not a bad intro, I'd say. Box looks very cool. Yes, I agree. Can I have a request? When you put sounds on screen, the volume level won't be that high. I mean, I always try to gauge by the chat reaction. You guys are gonna need to tell me what volume level is fine. What's up, Omdul? Welcome, it's been a while indeed. What's up, Ilian? E? Everybody else? Oh, wait, I know what I need to do. I need my earphones for this. My name is Jax. I am one of your community managers here. That's right. We are coming to you live on this lovely Friday, August 4th from sunny Vancouver here in Kabam Studios. I'm thrilled to have each and every one of you here today. 1 second. This is going to be an exceptional show. We've got things going above and beyond. We've got great guests, a lot of content to talk about, including our narrative roadmap, as well as in-game playable content. Lots of new stuff, some updates on things you've heard before, but also some reviews on things you've never heard. Can we turn him up a bit, please? So thank you so much for being here, Summoners. Please, if this is your first time here, give me a shout. Say hey in chat. Let me know where you guys are tuning in from. I've seen guests from Chile, from Pakistan earlier in the chat. I'm really excited to have you guys here. This is my favorite way to hang out with the Summoners and to interact with you all. So thank you so much. You sure about that? In Germany, the Philippines, India, Egypt, Minnesota. Shout out Minnesota. You love it. Thank you guys so very much for being here. If this is your first time here, we got a lot of fun. We got a lot of fun things planned here for you. But let's go over the rules. There is one rule and one rule only, and it is don't be a jerk. Okay, I did a tiny bit more now. This is a game. I'm very fortunate to live and work in games, in fun. Everyone's here to have fun. I understand that frustrations rise. I get it. I'm there with you. I'm frustrated too about some things, but we're here to have a good time. Let's treat each other with respect and just, you know, have fun being Summoners together. Respectfully frustrated. Okay. Cool. So what are we talking about today? Oh, the repercussions.
If
link to Kabam
you are
stream,
a
please.
jerk, there are mods watching. They will time you out, they might ban you, and we're doing a giveaway today. And honestly, to get banned and lose your opportunity to potentially win some pretty cool in-game stuff, ooh, it just doesn't feel
Jax is loud enough to be
like
audible,
choice,
and you are loud enough to
we're all here to have a
overpower
good
his
time.
voice.
Let's get into it.
I think
what are
that's
we talking about
what
today?
we need,
well,
right?
first, we're going to start with our August content. What's new and exciting coming to the contest? We've got 2 new champions that you're hearing about for the first time yesterday in a reveal trailer. Definitely at that point in time and not any sooner than that. We'll also talk about our side quest and event quest. Then we're going to cover the narrative roadmap from now to the end of the year. We already released an edited video earlier in the year talking about the
everybody
first half of 2023, so we're going to fill in the rest of the blanks for you guys, allow you to theory craft on who's new and exciting coming to the contest. We are also going to talk about something called Clash of the Elders.
Well, look who decided to show.
You've not heard of before. What's Clash of the Elders? Oh, you're going to like it. There's a lot coming. We'll just leave it there for now. We're going to let our guests do most of the talking on Clash of the Elders, but there's a lot of really fun stuff. We're going to get into it. Then we're going to, hopefully, if there's time, we're going to do Champion 20 questions. We did it at the end of last stream, and we had a lot of fun with it. And we're going to be doing another giveaway.
Oh, by the way, guys, I'll probably will not be streaming the question part, because that's the time when I start dying.
That's called baiting a hook.
When they can start doing the question game or something, I'll be like,
for our
there are better things to do, videos to make.
And we are going to boost those to today. So you have your opportunity to get that 7-star Morbius just by winning a fun, cheeky little giveaway. Great to see you guys. I see you all blowing up chat. Thank you all so much for being here. ItChan89,
hey, what's up,
MC
Blizzard?
Jamrock, Batcam. Welcome, everyone. Honestly, so
this
excited to have you here.
2090.
Let's dive into some stuff right here. Let's dive in and let's talk about this month's event quest. I think it's good, except it sucks. I don't name the things, and I'm grateful for it because that's a good name, and I wouldn't have come up with it. All right. Event Quest Vanishing Point. Reed Richards and Gallon scramble to plant a world seed in the battle world in the hopes that a new world tree will produce enough plants to satiate the world devourer's hunger. Miles above them, the measurement, not the Morales. Nova recruits Photon,
I'm still traumatized
several heroes from his past to form a new Nova Corps and give Reed and Gallon some support. However, the Kree have become aware of the hero's plan and wish to take the newly born World Tree for themselves. With Vox, their new super inhuman weapon, they just might have the upper hand. Will our heroes' combined strength be enough to protect the World Tree, or will the contest and everything in it be consumed by the terror that is Galactus? Find out in Vanishing Point. Woo! Man, our writing staff is just top tier.
The writing staff never miss.
Let me guess. We'll be talking about the narrative stuff that we discuss basically each week, but all the way through until the end of 2023. That's coming up soon. Let's talk about our side quest. We are bringing you this month, starting next Wednesday, Legendary Incursions side quest. All right, this is the second time we are doing our side quest in Incursions, but we've learned a lot. We've listened to feedback, and we've made a lot of adjustments. If you guys have been playing Rifts this much, I've seen a lot of positive feedback, more positive feedback than previous iterations of Rifts. We have taken all of your feedback.
I didn't even know there were stories.
I said,
I haven't read any of that stuff.
We've done the same thing with Incursions here. So what's going to be different? Everything is going to be much more streamlined. One of the biggest things that we learned was it felt much more grindy, a lot more of a time commitment than other regular side quests. So we've made it much more streamlined. There's a daily bonus to basically let you hit those incursion milestones. It requires you to do 1 room a day. And that's going to allow you to kind of space out your play over the entirety of the month. Instead of feeling like you're pressured to get it done all in one, you're actually rewarded for coming back each day to do a little bit more. There are going to be 2 stores with 2 currencies, giving you a lot of agency in which rewards you pick. We have tinkered or cut many buffs. So if there were buffs that weren't particularly useful,
I love that
some buffs that made summoners feel like they got trapped, like they were building a plan, and then their buffs had an adverse effect on them, we've made sure to tinker with all of those. So we've either changed them, improved them, or cut them entirely. So I'm excited about that. And we've added something new called boost nodes, and that's just a small portion of what we've changed. We'll have all of that information for you guys on the forums at 10 o'clock. I prepped it yesterday. Mike's going to flip it live during the stream, so you're going to have all the information. It's a long document. We're talking like 21 pages. It took a lot of work and a lot of hands to get it done, but that's coming to you guys. Oh, there was more. We've also adjusted the room layouts to provide more choice and agency for you all. Buffs do not expire over time, but there is a cap which allows you to create a real custom build here. When playing duos, both players will have access to the boss hacks. So, and more. Go check it out starting next Wednesday. Okay, let's talk about the champs, the bread and butter of MCOC. It's right there in the title. We're going to talk about August's champs. Again, you saw them for the first time yesterday morning during our awesome champion reveal trailer. It is very cool. You did not see them ahead of time. You didn't see them on Twitter or anything like that. Hey, if you're out there and you think it's real cool to like leak all of our information, please don't. I was told I'm not allowed to say much, but I will say this. I don't like you. And I like most people. And it hurts me that I have to hold this unhappiness inside. Chad, if we could go ahead and boo the leaker, that would make me real happy.
Boo the leaker?
You're ruining hard work that my friends and colleagues are dedicated to. So,
yay.
Boo indeed. Thank you, summoners. All right, let's dive into Vox. Vox looks very cool. Vox is basically an edgelord come to life. He's got a lot of really cool elements. We're going to show you a little snippet from our deep dive. Our deep dives for both characters will be going live tomorrow and on Sunday. So go check those out. They're very informative. Equip yourself with knowledge, because reading and knowledge. Reading is what? Fundamental. All right, great. Good in-studio audience here. We're doing well. Thank you. All right. We're going to show you a little snippet from that deep dive. Vox is very cool. We're going to give you basically the quick, most efficient way to play Vox from the man, myth, legend themselves, Karate Mike. Karate Mike, take it away for us, pal.
To begin, strike the opponent with your medium, light, medium combos for maximum corrupted buff efficiency. Don't force it, but you could stay close to trigger decks as often as possible to stack on corrupted precision buffs as well. Continue doing this while building to about 1.9 bars of power. Then, launch your Special 1 to apply your first stack of degen. Once applied, if possible, hit the opponent's block to pause, and then rush up to Special 2 and launch right before the degen expires to pause and extend the duration once more, and then turn them into Corrupted Intensifies. Now that you have dozens of corrupted buffs, if the opponent isn't already knocked out, make your way to Special 1 again and repeat the process, but this time with an absurd amount of degen, and watch those red numbers grow to soaring heights. Now, let's check out some of their notable synergies.
That is a 7-star.
We hope you enjoyed your first little taste of Vox. Vox is coming to the contest in August, and we are very, very excited. He looks so cool. He's also the first champion that can stack precision buffs. Lots of really cool stuff there. We talked to Mike a little bit about it before going live here, and he had this to say. Vox is the first champ that can stack the precision buffs from the Dexterity Mastery. When he attacks the opponent, he then converts them into corrupted precision buffs and converts those to degens during his specials. On top of that, his Sig ability grants him a pre-fight mechanic that essentially makes him unable to dash backwards during the fight. Something that could be fun for some of our higher skilled players who are comfortable with the feeling of playing with their backs against the wall. He has
super
dozens of buffs and dozens of debuffs. Whenever nodes require either of those two mechanics, Vox is able to come through. On top of that, he gains Undermine debuffs on his Special 1 and Vigilance buffs on his Special 2. And these get converted to Corrupted, Undermine, and Vigilance when they expire. So depending on the utility you need,
it looked like
Vox
also barely making the timer to drop that level
or miss throughout the majority of the fight. Vox has so many buffs and debuffs. He's going to be
he definitely did not convince me.
Incursions,
especially because
many of the rare
he
hacks
barely had enough time to do that rotation.
He's primarily an attacker, and his damage output gets kind of crazy. So he's going to be a solid and reliable quester with the potential to take on some very high health pools. Woo! Thank you, Karate Mike. Go check out Karate Mike on YouTube. We're getting just the most insight possible
what I
into
saw,
these champions at the information.
From what
Michael
I
there.
saw,
Let's talk about
I wasn't
Photon.
very impressed.
Let's talk about Photon. Photon also looks very cool. You may recognize the character coming in a MCU film near to us in time.
We're
and
desperate
also
for
probably
quests. Yeah,
location.
that's like the thing. One thing we really don't
I'm
need.
tired. We're just going to let Karate Mike talk about Photon. Go ahead, Karate
Vox
Mike.
tune up his next champion, but probably.
To begin,
let's
strike
start
the
at them.
opponent and start building your electromagnetic charges. Your first medium and light attack will grant you 1 charge, so you could prioritize those. And, if necessary, you can launch your heavy attack to inflict a Sunder debuff and reduce the opponent's critical resistance to 0. Continue building your charges, and once you reach 25, you'll enter your pure light form. At this point, you should be just under your special 3. Launch your special 2 and take advantage of your untouchable passive to punish the defender and stay aggressive. Keep the momentum rolling by building just under your special 2 and launching your special 1s to stack on your overload debuffs and burst the opponent down until they're knocked out. Now, let's check out some of her notable synergies.
Now that looked better. Now that looked significantly better.
And we're back. I hope you guys are stoked for Photon. I think Photon looks incredibly cool. Again, art team don't miss out here, just creating 2 awesome visual characters. I just wanted to correct myself. I said coming
Reducing
to us
critical damage
near
near
in
0.
time. I just meant
0
soon. I
times.
just forgot that word. It's
That
9
was true, though.
and I am tired. Photon is kind of like a modern-day Captain Marvel with a higher emphasis on
I really
defense.
do like
she
that.
turns off the opponent's willpower healing and removes their ability to dex her specials.
I really do
while
like the
in
level
her pure
2
light
phase.
form, really asking for a specific counter when she's defending. On top of being a super solid defender, she also has a bunch
solid
of
defender.
keys for many of the relevant Mystic defenders. She's immune to neutralize effects. She has a Sunder on her heavy to reduce crit resist, goes untouchable when stunned, her medium attacks can't miss, she can parry non-contact attacks, and gains a 3-second untouchable passive combined with a taunt debuff after special 2 while in her pure light form. Lots of utility.
Yeah.
Love it.
I
We
was
see
more
Photon
interested in
becoming a
Photon
pretty relevant
before.
two-way champion, good on both offense and defense in battlegrounds.
But I'm
with a
definitely more
primary
interested in
use for
Photon now.
defense, but also as a solid pick against Mystic defenders who tend to take up a large portion of the defensive meta currently. So there's a lot to like here, you guys. Photon and Vox, 2 new champions coming to the contest this month. Photon will be the first one available, and Vox will follow up on the
Photon
latter
first.
half of August. Get excited for it. There's a lot of utility here. I'm always excited to see how the summoners take our new champions and apply them in our game. Do we go the
I
route
know,
of
Photon
battlegrounds
looks
where we
quite
see the
decent.
most? Is it Alliance
Listen,
Wars?
I'm
Or they're
gonna
better for
rewatch the
questing and
footage again,
incursions
but-
and that sort of stuff. So there's a lot of really
definitely
cool
was not
things.
impressed
Speaking
with
of
Vox
cool things,
at all.
segue, we are now going to talk about our narrative roadmap through to the end of 2023. I am not a writer. I am a presenter. But we've brought in an authority on the
What's the name?
subject.
I don't
Please welcome
remember
to the show
if
for
she's
their
supposed
first
to. I
time,
don't think so.
Tyler.
Hello.
Tyler is our senior
think she was bleeding
creative
me in.
writer. Great to have you. Thank you for joining us here on the show. How are you doing today?
I'm doing really good. I am your 1-star senior creative writer today. It's a rare collectible. It's not a lot of utility, but it's nice to have on the team.
Yes, I love it.
What's the
Hold
cringe
on. I
counter?
just wanted to back up and call
I know, there's
something out
nothing up
because
there
Sales
for the big
612
guy, so
says,
it's
Seth
infinite
Rogen,
cringe
which
for
is funny
you,
because for your
noob
mic
mother.
check, you were saying
I am Wish.com Seth Rogen or the Jack Black we have at home.
There
I
you
will
go.
take either of those. That is fine.
shout out Seth Rogen's from Vancouver, local
Yeah.
boy.
It's really nice. So I do have right here. We had a script
It
written.
looks like
Yep.
he
about
has a
like really tightly
mustard
going over the next month
stain
so
on
that I
that
don't
shirt
accidentally
from
say
a
anything I'm not
recent
supposed to.
hot dog.
I don't want to do that. I've decided live on
Sure.
stream.
Go
I just
rogue.
want to have a little chat with you.
whatever.
Why not?
We're gonna do casual. Maybe I'll say something I wasn't supposed to. That's part
Sure.
of the fun for me.
I put parameters
Oh,
just
God.
for you guys to break them constantly.
That's fair. We'll take that.
Go ahead.
So yeah, as one of the many Tylers of Kabam, we are many for we are Legion.
Yep.
I do have the absolute pleasure of being part of our writing team.
It looks
We get to
like
craft
a
narratives.
younger version.
So in the last
He looks
half of this
like
year,
a
we've been seeing a lot of the narratives that have
adopted
had, like, some of them
stepson
had a
of
couple
R.R.
year runs,
Martin's.
Some of them had a year-long run. They're closing
Game
up
of Thrones
so that we
dude.
can open opportunities for more bigger and fun stories. So I think we'll start as we do with things in the past. We're gonna go back to last month.
Go backwards, because we put out a video. We put out a narrative video for the first half of 2023, and it ended in June. Now we're in August. We talked about it a little
guys,
bit on
don't be
stream,
too
but we
mean.
didn't really cover July. And
None of us
so
are
we're gonna go back
supermodels, yeah.
before we go forward.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Lay it on us.
That's
Looks
how we
like-
do. So, the last video, really nice, really professional, really polished. This is what you're getting for the next 6
I'm
months.
sorry.
Don't
Oh, he
apologize and
does.
Don't apologize. But in July,
He does.
we did see a bit of a closure to our web.
It definitely
Fitness
reminds me of that.
story. So if you cast your
It's like
mind
fucking
all the way
Family
back to
Guy,
October
Peter.
2022, we had hope in our hearts. We had a bird logo on our apps. It was doing good over there.
Oh my, what a time.
We introduced Spider-Man Sorcerer Supreme, another beautiful gem in our Infinity Gauntlet of spider classes.
Yep.
I actually am
And,
supermodel.
Spider-Man there, he broke
for
up the web of Fate and Destiny. Battle Realm, they decided maybe they don't need it. Turns out, Internal Civil War very much needed that
Well,
one.
it's,
Seems important.
we want to listen to this
So,
guy
we
less
got
for the
Silk coming
stories,
out of the bunker.
more
She's seeing a
for
problem.
the
She's getting
hints
some
for the new
solutions. She's going
champion.
back to the Sorcerer. They're making a plan. Wouldn't you know it? Turns out this plan has some.
No,
opposition to it.
honestly, guys,
knew?
it's fine,
It's
it's fine.
a crazy
We
thing that
don't need to
happens
pick on anybody.
sometimes. Conflict happens, it
By the way,
arises.
they're
Kindred
looking at
shows up. Now, if you're not familiar with Kindred, there's a
Don't.
Wikipedia page.
Don't read
It's
it.
real fun. No, you know what? Kindred exists in the world, and I think we have a magnificent version of Kindred in our game. Big fan. So,
cool.
Yeah. So we've had that. Now the web has been tied together to the spider folks themselves. They are now masters of their own destiny, but also responsible for their own actions. And of course, with great responsibility comes some amount of power. I
Yes.
think that's the phrase.
That is how it said.
So that was July. That was fun. We had good times. Now we're on to August.
Yes. The present.
The present is going to be coming out. You still have, by the way, if you want to do that July story, you got till like the 9th, I
Yeah.
think, to play that. I've heard the dialogue is top notch. Dialogue, by the way, is that thing that pops up before you hit skip. Try it out sometime. I've heard it's great and sustains my bills. But in August, thank you, Jax.
Yes.
In August, coming up, so we've got Photon.
Yeah, let's not be too
We've
mean.
got this world tree. So the world tree, the world seed was introduced last year with the
Yep.
arrival of Galen, MCOC original version of Galactus.
Very cool.
Very powerful artifact here. This thing is making planets like a Jack and the Beanstalk kind of thing, but on a planetary scale. So we've got this absolutely astounding resource that could be managed to fight off this cloud of Galactuses, brought back all the way with Reed Richards' arrival. And this was like, we're talking like year 4, year 5 for Battle Realm here.
Is Galactus the
if it isn't
official
booger
plural?
breath and the mushroom
Galactpod.
That one, I think.
Galactpod.
Yeah.
We'll take up Galactpod.
Yep.
So we've got them coming in. So they've got this resource. What happens when you got some resource management on your hands? Some folks are going to want to use it for negative reasons.
Of course.
So that's
Opposing forces.
Opposing forces. Now, I'm not saying that there's any sort of real world ramifications of like having a finite resource you wish to use for good and other people wishing to abuse it for their own potential gains that might destroy the environment around them. That's why storytelling's so fun. You can imagine worlds that don't exist. So, just saying, it's a thing. Sorry, I saw the chat and I will not be an NPC.
It's
But-
tough.
Yeah.
Chat is tough, and we've said this.
Yeah.
They've gotten funnier. You guys have
have.
gotten funnier. Over time, like the first couple, maybe people were
This is why
timid,
Stamps-
but honestly, chat is it's very distracting because
They
there's
are.
some really funny
I could
stuff.
just sit
in
here
there.
and read it and it would
Oh,
make
come
my job
on,
easier.
just give us the
Crew chief is
details.
Kabam Jack Black,
You know what? I'll take that.
and I'm into it. I think
Yeah.
it's great. All right, so August.
So that's August, so we're going to see whether or not we can do that. Because if we can't do that, it's possible that the entire Battle Realm will end as we know it, and there will no longer be a contest.
And it's over.
So in September, what we're going to do once the contest continues,
Mm-hmm.
there's narrative tropes. You know. We're doing some fun goof-em-ups.
Goofums.
We got Photon to the left of us, Vox to the right.
Here we are.
Here we are with resource management in the middle.
In the middle.
So September's coming up. Let me ask you something here, Jack.
Do you know why September is my favorite time of year?
I do not.
Because
Please tell me.
children go
Get
back
out!
to school.
Get out of this house!
That's fascinating.
I said now!
This is great content. I'm glad.
So September.
No, sorry. I want to interrupt the flow way more. And just stop and then continue. Okay, here we go. So September. Now we're into people don't know. There's no way for them to know.
What?
Of what's coming up in September.
What happens in September, Tyler? Tell us.
The Masters of Evil happen in September. Now, Baron Zemo came in earlier this year, and Baron Zemo's taking a look around for the contest, trying to figure out the lay of the land, figures out, hey, there's this isosphere thing going around. ISO 8, an element that exists across multiple Marvel games. It's a magnificent thing that can empower a simple person to be able to punch a god in the face always a goal of mine.
100%.
So, sees the isosphere, is like, hey, that's a pretty good isosphere, but me, I like a homemade gift.
Sure.
Homemade
Trying to make his
isosphere?
own
I have a
isosphere.
homemade
Why wouldn't
isosphere for
Seems
you.
like that might be totally successful. That's
That
another
feels dangerous.
That's the total isosphere. It's going to corrupt some people. It's going to control some people. You don't want some super-powered people on the wrong side of a team.
Sure.
So
Reasonable.
So we're going to have to make a choice here. We're going to have to make some sort of big choice about what champion arrives in September.
Choices are hard.
Choices are hard.
Yeah.
I wish we could have done it way ahead of time and figured out some sort of choice for who could have
seems
helped
tough.
with a thing like this.
It seems tough.
But I bet you in September we will see that. And that would be very exciting. And maybe even teamed up with someone familiar and yet upgraded and improved. You don't know. I don't know. I do
Nobody-
know. I've seen the scripts.
nobody knows.
Nobody knows. It's impossible to know. But that'll be September.
September's cool.
And I'm very excited. Some of you right now are already making little Photoshop charts with like boxes of your predictions coming up. I love it. I look forward to it. You're going to be wrong on some of them. You're going to be right on some. That's the game you and I play.
Let's take a pause right here.
Okay.
Because we have a slideshow that I have not called for.
No,
nor
well, you
have
don't
we
need to because you
navigated.
got this. You got the
But
money.
there's beauty in the slideshow.
Okay, let's see the slides.
Let's see the slides. For now, you guys know what's going on here. My mouse is now connected.
Fantastic.
August, right? You guys know. Vox and Photon, looking beautiful. Awesome comic frames. September, Gladiator, of course.
Oh, what?
Who knew?
Oh my gosh, that's a Summoner's Choice champion
All
right
right,
there.
let me catch up to you. Now we're in October, my favorite time of year.
That is my favorite time of year as well. Do you know why it's my favorite time of year?
Tell me why.
Because the month before, kids went back to school.
Exactly.
That's right. I love me some
think about it.
Halloween. It's going to be a good time. I am promising you, right down the barrel. I'm talking to you in particular. I'm so.
Oh,
I'm
you're
so glad
talking
you
to
came
me.
today.
I don't
Can I
remember
talk about this
asking
audience?
you a
Yeah, go ahead,
goddamn
tell me.
thing.
We were speaking before the show, but like I hope this exact group of people show up on this Twitch stream today.
Yeah.
We've been checking every single one of
Yeah,
them. It's
the
amazing.
invite list, 100%.
It's just knocking out those numbers. I love it. We love it.
Look, Morbius!
We got Morbius coming up in October. But Morbius, you can't monster alone.
No.
You need some sort of squad for
You need
monsters.
pals.
You need a bud. You need a whole area you're going through. And so I'm promising you, in October, this is a promise from me to you. Again, you, my best friend, who that's you.
Andrew, probably.
I mean, Andrews are okay. But we're going to have a good scary time in October. We're going to have an event, maybe a side event with also some narrative details on it. But the monsters are coming. We're going to lean into it. It's going to be absolutely fantastic. Standalone story.
I
has
like
a
a
new
good
friend. What the
standalone.
fuck I
Did you
am?
know there's swamps in the battle realm?
Why wouldn't there be?
There is, and we're going to visit them, and we're going to figure out what's going bump in that particular night.
Love
it's going to be
that.
good times.
I love that. So that's October.
That is October.
Boom. Let's move on.
November. Now let me ask you a question.
Oh,
here,
I
Jax.
like questions.
I love questions. I love asking them.
Go ahead.
Do you know about like Real Big Evil?
Real Big Evil?
Like one.
Is that a hip hop group?
One big. It could be now. Get in the comments. I'm gonna steal quotes from Brendan Lee Mulligan on this. Okay. One big evil, like an evil so big
Yeah.
that it has to go all the way below.
Sure.
Just one
Gravity.
below all of the others.
Right.
If you are a super nerd right now, you're excited, and if you're not, I'm glad you're here. You're learning things. But let's imagine that there's some sort of giant evil force so big, the devil himself needs to beat it back, and of course, who do you call for that? A spirit of vengeance. We're gonna get a brand new spirit of vengeance into this group. Well, new to the contest. Maybe familiar. We'll see. It's gonna be a good time.
Okay, so there's going to be a new
But
Ghost
can I say
Rider.
the other thing that's coming in that month?
Yeah.
I can. You can't stop me physically.
Okay. I mean, I could.
No, I'm pretty big.
I mean, fair.
I have the power of both Jack Black and Seth Rogen, I've been told.
Someone also said that you're the love child between Seth Rogen and
T'Challa?
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, probably.
Both of whom I love, so I think
Don't
positive.
don't love that. Not leaning into that one as much.
You
but
don't
thank
like that one? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, is it? I thought that was a positive thing. Maybe I misread
It's
it.
T'Challa.
Anyways,
Because she's been
I've
up
had
for
this here
like
the whole
votes
time.
and stuff.
So, but we're also going to have MCOC original characters showing up.
Oh,
Brand new,
baby.
one of our own, something brand new to love and collect. I'm very excited for this. It is something that a lot of people have been working very hard on to get just right, and I cannot speak more highly of how awesome this is going to be when it drops.
Yeah,
So,
no,
God.
I've seen some
You
of
get
the stuff as it's come together.
nothing.
It is
You
very
lose.
cool. You guys are going to be
Good
very,
day,
very
sir.
excited. It's going to be an absolute treat, I promise.
yeah. And then,
And then?
you know what comes after November.
What?
It's
The slide
December.
helped me. I'm glad I had it there to
I've
cue
only ever
myself.
seen it written down. Deci Bember.
Ah!
Yeah. see this kind of witty banter, this back and forth. That's why you come to the live streams.
Buddy cop
and we don't do this
vibes.
edited. I have not looked at this once. It is not even on.
Notes
so,
aren't important.
No, we don't need the notes. December.
Yeah.
150k, I think, is the
Tell me, what
impression
happens
aspect
in
limit.
December?
When you think of December, what do
No,
you
wait.
think of?
I think
120?
of,
I don't remember.
I'm selling this like it's an
seasonal
infomercial.
depression.
Oh, wow. Okay, well.
Well, because it rains like 100% of days in December in
This
Vancouver.
is true, in Vancouver, yes. But I was thinking jollier.
Oh, okay.
I was thinking
so
merriment.
the opposite.
I'm thinking big red suit.
Okay. Tell me
That's what
more.
I don't know if you're naughty or you're nice, but
Right.
there might be a surprising character coming.
There could be
in
They're
that
gonna
way.
be releasing like a fucking Santa
So,
Claus
to
on
get
there.
ready for a little present from us.
Sure.
To all of you out there. Wouldn't it be funny if I was saying like misleading stuff to send them
Nah.
one way? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't lie to you.
You wouldn't do that to
We're
us.
best friends now. Where's the camera? There's the camera. I'll just keep swapping between them. This is great content. So I don't know what that comic reference is.
Honestly, I don't
I
either.
think that's just a misdirect. You might have messed up the slides. I don't know if
I
that's
didn't-
correct.
I didn't make this
You
slide.
certainly shouldn't look up that comic and any information about it because that does not connect to what I was talking about here.
Of course not.
Of a jolly
Thank
red
you
character
for
showing
dealing
up.
So-
cringe stuff with this. You're welcome.
Slay, you know?
He's gonna slay.
He's gonna slay.
Oh.
Oh my god, we're
So,
gonna go slay
That
yes,
brings us up to
queen
December. And then
man.
after
English,
that,
motherfucker,
we'll have
do
to
you
just write
speak
more
it?
stuff, I guess. And it is, again, an absolute pleasure to write content for MCOC. We have a magnificent audience. I love
Say
hiding stuff
slay
in
one
there
more
for you.
time.
If you've ever been like, I think that's a reference. It is. We like references. They're fun. They're good times.
It is, man. I like that you slide in little references to things. Didn't you have one to like a Japanese Spider-Man this month?
We did get the Emissary from Hell Spider-Man quote in this month. Or we did not, depending on legal clearance of if I'm allowed to say that I specifically did that. We're getting a thumbs up from no one? There's no one there to give thumbs up? Thumbs up.
Nobody
Thumbs up?
tells us
Fantastic.
not.
They
Santa
just cut the
for those
chat for me. I think that's a
No,
bad sign.
That's on me. Don't even worry about that. All right, Tyler. Narrative roadmap to the end of 2023.
Yeah, it was
Thank
quick.
you so much.
It was easy. I hope you liked it. You did. I've decided you liked it. You're going to get in and you're going to tell everyone how much you liked it and how much more you want more.
Then
of
we're gonna
this.
make a
Perfect.
Jugger Claus.
Just a little
and
visit.
I quit
How
today
we
to
doing?
Jugger
Different camera?
Claus.
Okay.
Tyler, thank you so much
Christ.
for
You're
joining
welcome.
us here. We appreciate the energy that you brought us on this
I've tried.
early
Here's
Friday
the
morning.
thing.
Tell me what you need.
Here's the thing. I'm not done.
You're not
Just keep
done.
playing
You know how there's
memes
side
way
events every
better than
month?
this.
You know how like those kind of tie to the story? They're their own
Sure.
little standalone things. Last half of this year.
What are we doing?
And don't
think
you
just one
mouth
big-
off to
one
me, or
big
I'm gonna
giant-
slap
One
you
big
right in
giant
your
narrative
face.
story that weaves together all of the content that we have planned from now to the end of the year.
You know, now that you say it out
Did
loud,
I miss
think that's what we
anything?
should
I think
Nothing.
that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Like if you were to just like spitball right now, like off the cuff,
do. Yeah.
what would you like? What ideas might you
Well,
put
we got
on
this-
this
we
slate?
got this Grandmaster.
Okay.
And we got this collector.
Yeah.
And I'd love to see them just kind of battling it out for the sake of the summoner's attentions
Okay.
and misadventures there.
Opposing forces.
Some sort of hit.
Sure.
A clash.
A clash.
A clash, if
a
you will.
clash, and like, but they're not like young bucks anymore, right?
No, they're old.
right. Like they're olders.
I'm detecting this is very annoying what we're doing, and
you
yet for
sure?
you and me, it's entertaining,
I'm
so
having a
it's
good
just
time.
going to keep going.
Yeah. So what do we call
I'm detecting this is
Clash
very
of the
annoying that we're
Elders is gonna be
doing
a 6-month-long side
no
quest
shit.
event that has different narrative beats, and it's going to be really exciting. But I don't think I should be the one to talk about that.
Because you did great. You set
we
that
did
you set the
fantastic.
stage here.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You teed us up. You set for the spike for sports references out there.
I like sport.
Exactly.
How can you say so many words?
But we
You
do
did
have
nothing.
a ton of content
do.
that's attributed to this Clash of the Elders event. So we're gonna say goodbye to Tyler. Thank you so much
Goodbye.
for being here.
I'm just going to wander off this way.
And we're going to bring in another recurring guest. Everyone in chat, please say goodbye to Tyler. Thank you so much for being here. I hope it wasn't hurtful. Kabam Mike in the back said, these are getting mean now. And I was like, oh, I didn't think they were. I wouldn't have said them if I thought they were insults. So thank you, Tyler. Please welcome back to the show for their second appearance. Looking just fantastic. Top tier fashion on the show. Please welcome back, John. How are you?
I'm doing great. Good to be here. We botched this during the rehearsal yesterday, so there you go.
There we go.
We're
We got
already
the
ahead of
handshake
it.
better.
Yeah.
We're already ahead of we're doing better than our rehearsal.
Indeed,
so
indeed. And that's going to be a hard act to follow.
That's gonna. Honestly, I
yeah.
knew
I
mean,
Tyler
because-
would
yeah.
bring the energy, but that was more energy.
This is
than I
like all the
expected
clickbait
even.
videos
And I
on
think it was
YouTube.
great. The chat loved him. I saw a lot of really positive things.
Hey, that's
Again,
something.
I read these things as compliments, so I hope that they were.
They obviously
but
didn't-
they were.
Yeah.
Man, we're gonna bring Tyler back.
Maybe.
Fantastic, fantastic.
Maybe.
Thankfully,
Yeah.
we have the content that will carry me.
But
So,
thank you
yes.
very
could
much.
you
By
imagine
the
we
way.
brought Tyler on and then we were like, nah, now let's just under-deliver for the rest of it.
Yeah, that would be problematic. So hopefully, my goal
It's not
here
hard. No, it's
is
very
to
hard to
get our
under-deliver
summoners
after
half
this.
as excited for the second half of this year as I am. That is my
Honestly,
goal. And
it
that
is-
will be very excited.
It's getting good because we talked about it during our rehearsal. It's not that the first half of the year was quiet,
Nope.
but
Yeah.
man, this is an exciting latter half of the year. I'm pumped for it.
Absolutely. Yeah, there was lots of great content in the first
Yeah.
half. The Turning of Pain finale was fantastic.
Yep.
New story content, Shooting Stars quest. There was lots of cool stuff, but the second half of this year, in terms of just pure content,
Yep.
is going to have so much more.
They under-delivered after
I'm
that,
absolutely
honestly.
jazzed up. You know what I think this calls for? Another slideshow.
Let's do it.
Slide.
Let's do
That's
it.
right.
Slide,
Moderate.
slide,
Moderate
slides.
away, new mother.
All right. Here we go, everyone. Hold on. Before we dive in, Finton, can you turn that light back on, please? I appreciate you. Thank you so much, team. Okay.
Okay.
We got some exciting
Certainly
things.
€2
This
and
is the Clash of
49
the Elders, the
cents.
content
They have been
roadmap
instructed to
for
be as
summer
annoying
and
as
fall
Voss.
in 2023. There's a lot of exciting things happening basically every month.
There is, and before we get into it, I just want to say a massive thank you to the entire game team for this. This was a huge cross-team collaboration,
Yep.
so I am sure that the summoners will appreciate the hard work that everyone put into this. There is a lot of it. Special thanks to Tyler for doing the writing for this, as well as Max for the narrative concept.
Love it.
And we will talk a little bit about members of the game team that have contributed along the way.
I like it. You talked to me about this the other day.
Again,
You were like, I want to make sure that we attribute our hard work to our developers better, and I'm
Members
all for
about
it.
the game
Before we dive
team
in, I want
that
to say
have
that
contributed along the way.
101 says Finton is goated, so thanks, Finton. They appreciate you in chat as well. Stick around, gang, if you're joining us late. We are giving away a 7-star Legend Selector, more about that soon, and
With the
3
memes.
triple passes for the Summer Double Track event. All right, content to begin.
Where's the
I'm so
five
excited.
fingers?
I'm so
Say
excited.
the
Okay, you
face.
guys, get pumped. Okay.
What?
We have our Legends Celebration event starting August 16th and running through to September 6th.
That's right. So the quest that's part of this will run for those 3 weeks, and then most of the rest of it will be a 2-week event. We decided to give summoners an extra week for the quest because the hardest difficulty is pretty challenging. Before we get into this, I just want to say a huge thank you to Clark, who is our live ops specialist who sort of organized and built this thing, as well as Axel, who is our quest team member who built this quest, and of course, Brutal DLX for partnering with us. If you're watching from home, thank you so much.
Woo! Because we have our Brutal DLX Legends Challenge. Tell us a little bit more about that.
That's right. So this was before my time on the game team, but Brutal DLX
This will be
is our
bugged.
original legend. He
Probably.
was the first person to beat our Realm of Legends, which at the time was considered by many people to be literally impossible. There were basically not counters that could get through it, but he managed his way through. And so he worked with Axel on this quest, and the idea here is to have a call back to Realm of Legends, but obviously at this point, Realm of Legends is pretty antiquated content, and so it's a very modern take on Realm of Legends. There are different difficulties for the quest, and the hardest difficulty is pretty hard. It's not, impossible as the original one was, but it's pretty challenging. You're gonna have 3 weeks to do it. There are a lot of fights, and I'm looking forward to playing it again myself.
Brutal DLX has genuine Legends status. Like when I started, it was part of my onboarding that they told the story of how Brutal DLX came to destroy Realm of Legends and be the first. And honestly, it's a story that goes down in history. I love it.
Yeah,
I like that we're
absolutely.
paying homage to one of our OGs. Do you guys have cookies back there?
Didn't
on.
Brutal pretty much
I
quit
can't eat
because
while I'm
Kabam
on
was so
stream and you're
shit
teasing me, and
recently?
I don't like that.
Just want to make one more note about that quest. That quest.
right. Sorry, we're doing a thing.
Yeah. It's okay. That quest will be the first source of Titan shards outside of dupes.
Ooh,
the rewards
Titan.
the rewards for that quest are really good, and there's a healthy helping of the Titan shards.
I love
in
it.
that quest. Yeah.
More about the Titan Crystal soon, probably.
Indeed.
All right, more about this Legend celebration. There is a juicy 7-hour login crystal. Lay it on us.
There's very juicy. And by the way, I've seen chat ask about all sorts of different types of rewards and that kind of stuff, I would say hold your questions. We are going to probably cover
You would start farming revives, probably.
in this presentation or so. I think it's very likely that we will be talking about the things you're requesting. At any rate, login crystal. So it's a 7-hour login crystal. It's going to run for 2 weeks. The old Legends crystal, so it's a completely reworked crystal, basically. The old Legends crystals would sometimes draw champion shards and sometimes rank up materials and sometimes consumables. We have reworked the crystal, so now it drops both in the sense that you will get some sort of champion-related item as well as some sort of consumable in every crystal. Most of the items are progression-specific, so if you're close to the next progression, good idea to try to push there. These crystals will disappear at the end of the event, so you're going to have to
Don't worry, I'll
them
make
as you
summary
get them, or you
videos
should
after
open
this
them
as
as
well.
you get them. But I will say that all of the items for all of the progressions are really good. In addition to that, there is a small chance for this crystal to drop an exclusive 7-star champion.
And you were saying that is not tied to progression.
That is right. So there are definitely going to be summoners working their way through Act 5 that get this exclusive 7-star drop.
I will say that we gave away the first ever 7-star live on stream. It was not a 7-star Groot, although someone
No, they did not
led you
announce
to
new
believe it
progression
was.
title.
That went to an uncollected player, and that tickled me.
Yeah,
I
that's
thought
great.
that was
I love
very
that.
fun. I will say, because you said if you're close to progressing to the next progression level, you should probably push for that. Paragons are going to get the most from these events. I mean, they always do, but if you're on the edge, if you're Thronebreaker on the cusp of going into Paragon, you probably want to do that before this Legends event. We'll tell you a little bit more about why coming up here.
Absolutely.
Anything else we need to know about this beautiful little
No, there's just a few,
crystal?
on the slide, it just talks a little bit more about the stuff that a Paragon, for instance, can find this crystal. There are large helpings of Tier 6 glass catalysts, rank 4 materials, 7-star shards, Paragon crystals, there are your unit drops, there are mastery cores. It's a very, very, very good login crystal.
Pushing
Every
Paragon
7
now,
hours, we'd
get
love to
it
see
done
that.
then.
But that's not all for just logging in. Just for being here, we're also giving a 14-day login calendar tied to this Legend Celebration event.
That is right.
So we've got a little taste of what's available for each
Legend Celebration token?
the progression levels that we have here.
What is that?
And just this is juicy. So this is 1 day's reward.
This is the final day of the
right here.
login calendar for each of these progressions, but the calendars themselves are absolutely fantastic. I think we have an example of the Paragon.
We sure do. The Paragon login calendar right here. Now you will notice
Okay, that's not
just how
half bad.
beautiful these are. A couple Paragon crystals on there, some 7-star shards,
And that's
lots
not
of
half
6-star
bad.
shards. But
For
on
a
day
login calendar,
14
this is about
there
as good of a
something
calendar as we
very
have
important.
seen.
John, why don't you tell them what that is?
That is a Legend Celebration token, and I see the chat asking, what is that thing? So basically the way these tokens are going to work is if you are a Paragon player, there are 3 of these available in the event. There is one in the quest,
Yep.
there is one in this login calendar, and there is one in the new reworked arena rewards. We're not even going to talk about those. They're great, but we don't even have time to touch on that. But there is a token in the arena rewards. If you collect all 3 of those, you will be able to trade those 3 tokens in for an exclusive 7-star champion.
Not just an exclusive 7-star champion.
Yes.
But we are giving people more agency. I know we talked about this a little in rehearsal, but I'm really enjoying the way that we are giving more agency to summoners in how they receive rewards. We did it a little with the Inferno Nexus Crystal, which allowed you with our side
That's
quests
kind of interesting. I'm just terrified of that arena
essentially
cutoff.
select what consumables you're going to get, and that's the first kind of opportunity. Now we're giving away the login crystal and crystals with this event that give you both something for champ and a consumable.
I'm just terrified of the
and
cutoff
then the agency
for the
here is
token.
going to continue into 7-star acquisition, and we're going to talk a little bit more about that. But let's talk about this 7-star Legends Selector. I'm very excited. This is what we're giving away today as well. I told you guys more about that soon, and you guys don't really know what you're getting into. This is what we're giving away. It is a selector you will pick from one of 6 champions. And here they are. Walk us through this crystal.
7-star
here.
Legend Selector.
This selector here.
It is a selector. So this is actually what's going to drop out of the login crystal as the rare drop chance. It's not one of these champions. It is this selector. And then again, if a Paragon player does everything in this event, they will be able to select one of these champions.
Which one you'd pick?
Yeah. This
Like
is the
Ebony
first time
Maw,
that we have
probably.
seen any of these champions in the 7-star pool. This will be the only place that you can get these 7-star champions for months. And then the plan is for these champions to enter the base pool in October when the first Titan pool rotation happens.
Beautiful.
So until then, this will be the only place to get them. I think for me, it's probably going to be Ma. He
would have to
was one of the first 5 stars on my account, and actually the first 6 star on my free-to-play account.
Yeah, it's probably
I have
Ma.
a lot of experience playing him.
Ma or
I
Emma.
think he's an underrated
Probably Ma.
attacker. He is also, without question, one of the best wielders of the new Ghost Rider relic. Which, by the way, how awesome does that relic look?
It does look very cool.
Yeah.
Our 3 newest ones look very cool.
Keep them out of the
I saw
pool now
Lucky
they're
Knox
coming
in
to the
chat say,
pool in
that's
October.
5 champs. I'm sure you found them by now, but look a little closer.
Jax can vouch for the fact that I had the same reaction when I saw
There's
this slide
Ant-Man
left
there
a
as
note
well.
saying, where's Ant-Man?
Where's Ant-Man?
And he said, look again. And then
But yeah,
later on
you
Slack, I got
don't
the
want
same message
Ant-Man
from
either,
some
do you?
people. I showed this too. So it's pretty funny. So I'm actually considering Ant-Man, though, as well. He's a champion that I don't have a lot of experience playing since his buff, but I really want to play him more, and this might be an opportunity for me to do that. So I reserve the right to change my mind before I actually have to make my choice. But
Absolutely. Speaking about reserving the right to change your mind, we should provide a disclaimer. The things we've discussed to this point,
This
locked
sounds
in,
like a free play
solid.
too. Yeah.
As we get further out into our content roadmap, as we have reminded you with
not
each
guaranteed
previous
for
stream,
anyone, by the way.
there are possibilities that things shift, change, adjust, timelines, features,
Sam Wilson
etc.
and Duke, yeah,
so we're going
for
to let you
damage.
know and give you a good idea of what's locked in, what's concrete, what's solid, and what has the potential to kind of shift a little
1
bit
second.
more. So that is just the nature of game dev. We try our absolute best to lock in things and be very precise, but sometimes we have to adjust on the fly here. Legends Selector, we are giving away 1 at the end of the stream. If you are watching anywhere else, hey, great to see you. If you're watching on YouTube, fantastic. Thank you so much for being here. If you're watching through any of our content creator restreams, fantastic to have you. Please head over to twitch.tv/Kabam, make an account, takes 2 seconds, create that account, follow this account, and then that is the only way that you will be able
Did
to
I miss
enter
anything
this
important?
giveaway. It takes almost no time at all, but we'll give you more details about how to enter specifically here at twitch.tv/Kabam. All right. Moving on, beyond this 7-star selector, something that we touched on very briefly. This one's not particularly new news, but maybe just like a good reminder, some concrete information here. We are bringing out the Titan Crystal on August 16th. It'll be in the game for the first time, and a reminder of our starting pool, this cute little graphic we have right here. It's a good-looking group, and I'm really excited that we're seeing all of our new champs being added.
Honestly, it's not a good-looking group. I would not open a Titan Crystal before October.
On your squad?
So last time I was on, I talked about Hyperion and how much I love him. So that's definitely one of my choices. Obviously, would be very happy with any of the new champions as well. I think our summoners did a pretty good job in those summoner votes. There are some really solid champions there. Warlock would obviously be a fantastic pull right out of the box. Juggy is probably my highest win rate attacker in Battlegrounds.
I love that.
He is so crazy.
We were talking about how I simply do not know how to play him because I have not found the same success.
What are you talking about?
I told Jax that there are 2 directions you can go on your screen, left and right.
But yeah, I will not. I would not be opening this Titan Crystal until
but
October.
I think out of all the champions here, aside from the new ones,
because
I think the
in
champion
October,
I'd be most excited to pull would be Shang-Chi.
Guardian, Odin,
and the reason for that is that I think he.
Strife,
more than
Sorcerer
any
Supreme,
other
Mr. Negative,
in our game has
Exit,
a really strong connection between his playstyle and the lore of his character. And what I mean by that is when you are playing Shang-Chi well, you feel like a martial arts master. And I absolutely love that about him. He
is the legend title
very
coming by this month? I think so.
Without his
I'm not sure.
makes him better, but he is definitely
It's
very
going to be open
effective
Titan.
without it as
Well,
so
that's
yeah,
true. Maybe. I suspect that they're going to give us enough Titan
I think
shards
that's really
that
cool.
Legends
we
event
talked
and
to
something.
different developers and champ designers on these streams. We will also be talking to one about Gladiator next month because that's when he gets his time to shine.
That's cool for him.
But I'm always really fascinated about how they take the characteristics of this champion, the lore, the in comic or on-screen version, and
I
make
don't.
them
Even
feel
if I
that way
can,
while
I
you play
don't
them.
think
So
I'll
I
open a
think
Titan
Shang-Chi's
Crystal
a
before
fantastic
the
example of
October.
that.
My other character that I feel that way about is
Because then
Wiccan, and I already
the
have
worst
him
champions of this
He's
pool
already
are
got
going to go
one.
out,
Okay.
and it's going to be filled with new
I'll
features.
be set. Yeah.
Sounds fantastic. I'm excited. I'm seeing a couple people put exclamation point legends in the chat. Don't. That's not how you enter. Nor is the raffle open yet. We're going to give you that information at the end of the show, how to enter and when
Because
it will be available.
I felt like 4K.
So thank you to the mod who just banned the term exclamation point legends.
Good
so we don't
guess,
have to deal with that.
No.
Also, even if you guessed it right, I have to manually open the raffle. It's not just open. Anyhow, this next one is incredibly exciting. This is first details. Nobody has seen this information yet, though this is one of the most requested things I've seen in recent history. If you have us on in the background right now, if you're not particularly paying attention, come back now. Now is when you want to pay attention here.
Oh,
okay?
stop begging.
All right, because in September, we have Ascension coming to the game.
September.
It is ready. I have seen it in action. It is beautiful and simple and exactly what summoners want.
Absolutely. Yeah, I saw some skepticism about our first look and how far away this feature could be, but it is ready to go. It is coming with our next build.
That's so exciting. So, for clarity,
You go to watch
launch
Twitch?
with
Well,
the
go ahead then.
beginning of the next build
Absolutely
in
no
September.
hard
However,
feelings.
you're not going to have access to any of the rank up materials until
Did I have
a
any unit?
specific
What?
time that we will talk about shortly. But let's familiarize you guys with Ascension a little bit here, okay? This is your Ascension badge. This is how you will know that you have ascended a champion. You will see this next to their profile, and you will know that they are all
Ready
juiced
to
up
go.
and ready
Famous
to
last
go.
words.
This is a currency called Tier 1 Primordial Dust.
Oh, of course
This will
it's
be
new
used
currency.
to ascend your 4- and 5-star champions, to boost them, to power them up.
4
maybe
and
to help you
5-star
through
champions, of
mid-game
course.
content. Maybe you're new and you're fighting through, or to give relevancy to some of your 5-star champs and allow them to stay in your roster for a little longer here. This is your Tier 2 Primordial Dust. This will allow you to ascend your 6-star champions, and that's it. There's no additional ISO. You will need dust and gold, and you can ascend your champions. One per champ. I'm really looking forward to seeing this feature. There's a lot of power implications to it, and what would help us better might be a little chart.
Oh.
Now you will notice this chart doesn't have numbers on the left and right side, the vertical axis here. That's okay, because this is to illustrate a point. It did have numbers, but they are numbers that wouldn't really correlate to any knowledge that summoners have. It's for internal tuning stuff. But what we want to point out to you here is a little dotted lines is your normal champion of different rarities, and the one with the diamonds on them, the diamond studded line, that is going to be your ascended champion and power. Higher the chart goes, the more powerful your champion is. So let's take a look at a couple of examples here. If you look at a maxed out 4-star ascended champion, it crosses over with a 5-star champion beyond rank 4.
Yeah, so basically, summoners will note there are 2 dashes for every rank on the bottom here. The first one is a level 1 champion at that rank, and the second one is a fully leveled up champion at that rank. So you can see that a fully ascended 4-star will cross over kind of in the middle of 5-star rank 4. So be more powerful than a 5-star rank 3 and a little bit less powerful than a fully leveled up 5-star rank 4.
It's beautiful, but it gets better, because if you fully ascend a fully maxed out 5-star, you're jumping up to about a 6-star rank 3.
Yeah, just a little bit less powerful than a 6-star.
And it's looking good. And then, of course, we told summoners, we said, this feature will come to the game. They said, when is it coming? And we said, you'll need it when 7 stars really start to eclipse what a 6-star is capable
of.
A maxed out
Kirk
6-star
is going to
champ
get
is capable
ascended
of.
fast.
So if you were to fully ascend a full max out level 6-star champion, you're going to see it cross over around a 7-star rank 3.
The start of 7-star rank 3. So it will basically be a tiny bit more powerful than a fully leveled up 7-star rank 2. And
Yes.
of course, signature stones exist for 6 stars. They don't for 7 stars. And so this means that for quite a while, maxed out 6 stars that are ascended will definitely be able to compete with 7 stars. I think I'm pretty confident in saying
That is a
that we
quite
will
decent
see
boost.
6-star champions in high-tier battlegrounds decks for years to come as a result of this feature. And the feature, as you said, will do basically exactly what we said it was going to do.
Yeah.
It will help extend the longevity of 6 stars.
Yeah, 7-star rank 2 is where
give
6 stars will
summoners
cap out,
a power
yeah.
bump as they're progressing in the 4 and 5-star rosters. I did just want to cover a couple other things
Please do.
that I think are important. First of all, just want to give a huge shout out to Charles and his team for delivering this feature exactly when it's needed. So that's fantastic.
No, they will not put which champions can ascend.
you will note that there are ascension values here for every rank. So you can ascend a champion regardless of its rank. You don't have to wait until it's maxed out, so that will help progressing summoners. It is a attack and health boost. That is basically what it does. And it does not affect prestige.
Does not affect prestige. Very important. I will also say this. Ascending a champion is a permanent decision. You will not be able to kind of unascend. Like, I know with relics you can equip, unequip. With Ascension, that's not the case. This is a permanent choice. This dust will be relatively
I'm actually
rare
happy
to get,
that it doesn't affect prestige.
But make those decisions.
Will Ascension make Firestar quite relevant again?
Be confident in your choices.
No.
It's going to be very, very important.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm seeing a few questions in chat that I want to address about 7-star progression as well. I know that there are a lot of questions about what our plans are for the 7-star life cycle. And I know that there is a lot of sentiment in the community right now that we're moving pretty quick. We're moving faster than the summoners expected us, with 7-star rank 3 coming with the Battle Round Brawl. That will be the only one in the game at that time. But I just want to say that totally hear those concerns. I agree that we are moving faster than summoners would have expected. There is a very specific reason for that, and I can't say what it is right now because it has to do with something that is unannounced. But when
secrets!
when we announce that thing later this year, I promise I will find some sort of venue to talk to summoners about what our plans are, why we move quickly through these initial ranks. And I'm pretty confident that once summoners see the entire plan revealed, they will understand why we've done it, and it will reassure them that the plans are sound. So we will talk about that more this year. I don't know if it will be on stream or a forum post or some podcast or whatever. I don't know what it is, but I will find a venue to talk more about that.
I think we can probably send out snail mail like newsletter just to inform everyone. I think that's how we're going to distribute that information. We're going to pull a question from the chat. If you guys have questions about any of the things we're discussing, feel free to throw them in the chat. The mods are checking them out. They're going to be able to pull some stuff and flip it to us here. From XN, where do we get the dust from? I'm glad you asked, XN, because on this very next slide here, we are going to tell you. We are sending out one in-game message in September with the launch of Ascension that is going to give you enough primordial dust to perform your first ascension.
That's right. Not a 6-star ascension, but it will give you enough to perform your first ascension, to try out the system, and then primordial dust will be available.
Yeah, nobody cares about 5-star ascension
content for the first time in Cap's enlistment event, formerly known as
the Alliance Super Season. Let me explain to you what happened here, okay? I changed the slide so it said Alliance Super Season. Previously, it said Multiplayer Super Season. We use multiplayer internally to refer to specific game modes. I said, no way, summoners don't use that term. I'm going to change it to what they know, Alliance. And then I didn't consider the implications. Anyhow, the name was always Cap's Enlistment Event. I just missed that information also. So Cap's Enlistment Event.
That's right.
So yeah, that's where you're going to be able to get your primordial dust for your first, I guess,
5-star magic.
non-gifted,
I'll still probably do Quake
Ascension.
or
You're able to
Quake
earn
or
that
magic
resource and put it to good use as well. And then
But
slowly
yeah,
over
those are
time,
the only two.
we are introducing the dust as earnable rewards through a number of
Was
different
Katie
game
sleeping?
modes,
What do you mean? Was
That's
I
right.
sleeping?
So for the
Why?
rest of this year, most of the dust will be coming through this Clash of the Elders narrative and the content there, and then next year it will start to trickle out
5-star
into
honor?
other games.
Well, you can rank up 6.
Yeah. I'm seeing a number of questions that you guys kind of ask, all over the place, and I kind of I like them. I like them. Well, not that one. I don't want that
Why
one.
do you use 5 stars? Because 6-star Quake doesn't exist.
We'll
mean
address
sleepy,
them as they
Katie?
come. I think we have a real quick video that we can show.
Am I that sleepy?
Rob, are we all queued up to show everyone how to ascend a champion? It's so easy, you guys. It's one of my favorite features that we've added to the game because of its simplicity and use for you guys. You can see a little icon saying that a champion is ready to go. You hop into upgrade. It shows you your primordial dust. Do you have enough? Yes or no. Hit the ascend button, pay your gold cost. You see everyone
falling
get
asleep.
excited. You can see your stats get higher, and then you can see the badge and icon showing that Aegon is now ascended. That's it.
That Aegon looks ready for our next piece of endgame content, that's for
He's
sure.
ready for it.
No, they will let
and
us
I'm
ascend
excited.
like
Guys,
5-star
it's
at
that
the beginning.
easy. I hope you guys are excited for Ascension. I know
It's
it was
magic
one of
or
the most
Quake,
requested
you would
things
ascend.
since we revealed that we were introducing 7 stars. We put it there We put it in the progression roadmap because we knew that there was concerns that with 7 stars, are you going to reset your entire roster? Is all of the 6 stars going to become
22% buff is really noticeable. Yeah,
Ascension
that's a big.
is going
That's
to
more
allow
than from rank
your,
4 to 5.
champions that you currently have to become more powerful and stay on your roster for a much longer amount of time. So Ascension is coming to the game in September. I'm excited. John, are you excited?
I am so excited. I don't know who my first Ascension is going to be, but
That's a
I'm
good
going to
point.
have to make a choice because.
What?
Next slide.
Oh, because next slide. Sorry, you queued me up so wonderfully. Go ahead. Let's take a look here.
Because Cap's Enlistment event is coming in September.
That was so good. You did such a good job.
Yeah,
It's
I
going to
did
be
my
busted
best.
That was a
again,
good segue.
probably.
I just missed it. That's me. I dropped the ball.
That's okay. So Cap's Enlistment event. First of all, I want to say huge shout out to David, our live ops specialist, who basically took this idea that we pitched and did the entire thing.
He ran with it.
He ran with it. So thank you so much for that. Cap wants you.
Cap wants you.
The most important thing here to say up front is if you are not in an active alliance that is at least somewhat engaged with our different, what we call multiplayer modes, Alliance Quest, Alliance War, Battlegrounds, Incursions,
Battlegrounds
you will
is
want to
not
try to
a
find
multi-
one of those alliances or encourage your current alliance
Yeah.
to start participating. It's not like you're going to have to finish, in Platinum, in Alliance War, or anything like that, but you are going to have to participate in those modes
Yeah.
to take full advantage of this.
Better word,
We talked
Cap.
about this with Tyler and Harold on the last stream as well. So we're just going to kind of go brief overview because we did reveal a lot of this information. But ultimately, the take home, the TLDR is if you're already in an alliance and you're playing in the alliance modes regularly, you're just getting more stuff. This is meant to bring in people who might not play these social modes, and we want to bring people together. And for me, one of the most rewarding things being a community manager is seeing our community engage positively with each other. So hop into an alliance if you're not already there, and if you are, you might want to diversify what content you play while this event is live.
Yeah,
but
don't worry,
ultimately,
I'll
you're
do a
just going to be
TLDR.
rewarded for doing what you already do each month.
That's
which
right.
is very, very cool. So we do have a list of some more details that we have not shared just yet. So through this event, you're going
Is
to
BJ an
have
alliance
enough
mod?
primordial
Apparently.
dust for your first 6-star ascension.
That's right.
That's
if you
big
do
news.
everything in this event, this is why I said I need to make a choice before September because there will be enough dust in here to get your first 6-star ascension.
So we're giving away the first 4 to 5-star ascension. Once the event goes live, everyone's going to get that information in their inboxes. And then through this event, hop in and play and earn yourself a 6-star ascension.
That's gonna be
That is fantastic. We also have
6-star
special
Hercules.
crystals, and we've tuned them very
Shut up and
specifically to
take
be
my money.
full of beefy
Heinz,
Alliance War defenders here.
Yeah, so this is
Thank you.
effectively a meta crystal. It's a Cavalier crystal, the same that our meta events would have, but specifically with Alliance War
Thank you,
defenders.
Heinz.
I'm pretty confident that this is the best meta crystal we've ever had. The pool looks pretty crazy. So there will be a bunch of free crystals in the event.
Love it. We will also be having Titan crystal shards available.
That's
in this
right.
event.
This will be the second source of Titan crystal shards available through solo content.
Loving it. Carrying on. More 7-star shards as well.
That's right.
Just round out those rosters, everybody. And we're giving away enough for a full 6-star relic in here.
If you do everything, yep.
Again, we talked about it on the last couple of live streams, people sleeping on relics a little bit. We understand
That's
the
up, Heinz.
pushback. It's something new.
Bro, we
it's
survived an
it's a
hour.
little
I
bit
know.
complex as well. But if you've decided to never, ever touch one,
Legends, and I
listen
think
out.
it's like
Even if it's just a combo
16th of
extend.
August.
To me, that's
Legends,
what I'm
right?
for. There's deep strategy, which still goes over my head, my little baby Cav account, but there's a lot of good things there. So Rockhead8484 says, so you have to be in an alliance to get the dust? For this event, yes. There will be other areas of access that you can get it that we'll be slowly putting in over time. Some of those will also require alliance content, but get into it. It's going to be a lot of fun. This event is created to showcase all of the exciting things that come with being an alliance anyways. John, what else are we doing in this event?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of other stuff in here as well. There's a bunch of our multiplayer currencies. We are going to be talking about updates to basically all of these stores later in this stream, so just
Get
hold
to
on
it,
that.
god
We'll be
damn
talking
it.
about But yeah, just a bunch of that
Jeez
stuff. And
fucking
then,
Christ,
the
how
final
long?
thing I wanted to talk about is when Tyler and Harold are on, they mentioned a gifting event, is how they termed it.
Sure.
And so I know that I've seen a lot of alliances talking about saving units.
Why
to
sound is
participate in
not
this
good?
gifting
Which
event,
sound is
thinking
not
it was
good?
going to be kind of like our December event. That is not what is happening. So I just want to clarify what's going on here.
Don't do that.
Yeah, I'm gonna make video on that.
What this is it's purely participation based. Basically, through participation in this event, you're going to be able to collect these gifts and send them to your alliance mates, and they are going to contain other useful multiplayer stuff. They'll have some of these currencies in them as well, but they'll have, victory shields and shuffle tokens. And
I was hoping they're gonna get info in like 1 hour, and then for the second hour they're gonna talk about all their bullshit question games and whatever, so I can bounce.
So like I said, find an alliance that's at least somewhat active in these modes.
Hey,
and,
what's up, Cedric?
Come join us in September.
Yeah, exactly. That's like the main thing about
we-
stores and everything
If you guys
else.
are like, oh, I don't have an alliance and I don't want to just join a random one, there is a alliance recruitment board on our forums. Go check that out. It allows you to, it's an open forum. You can post about anything, but ultimately you can find alliances that are catered to the specific content that you enjoy playing each month. So there's a lot to like there as well. Okay, let's
No
move
sleeping
on.
allowed? I'm not asleep.
Because I wasn't
I mean, I
around the first time.
kind of
If
feel
you guys
sleepy
paid
listening
attention
to
to any of
them,
the
but-
announcements leading to this
what's up,
stream,
Tips?
we talked about a fan favorite side quest coming back to the contest this year. We saw a lot of people request a lot of different ones, but I did see this one requested most of all, and I am excited to say, or John, do you want to say?
You go ahead.
Okay, I want to say it. In October, we are bringing back My Little Symbiote.
Yeah, I thought so.
Coming in October, and anyone who did not have an opportunity to play this the first time around, myself included, there is a lot to like here. John, take it away.
Absolutely. So it's still very early to provide.
Steve
much
is
in
coming
terms of
back,
details,
lads.
But the concept here is basically the collector has locked away a bunch of valuable stuff in some maps. He thinks no one can get in there, but there is a loophole, and that loophole is Steve, and you are going to use him to collect all these goodies that the collector believes he has locked away.
Yes, indeedy. So if you guys did not get Steve the first time around, we did our 250th champ celebration a little while ago, and I had one of our content creators reach
What
out.
have I
and say,
missed? I'll make
Do
a
you mean 251? Are you forgetting
TLDR
about
video,
Steve?
so don't
Steve
worry.
is just great to have on everyone's roster, and if you didn't have him previously, you need him now, and October is going to be your opportunity.
Time to rename
walk me through
Steve
how
to
this
Larry.
actually works, because again, I wasn't
That's
around.
not a
So
bad
like I said,
suggestion.
it's still very early
Sure.
here, but basically everyone is going to have access to the same map because it's the same champion, so it's not like most meta events where there are different difficulties.
Sure.
Everyone will have a Steve that's the same power level, and then there are going to be some boosts to help you through that map. We think we're going to source these boosts by doing some of the easier fights in those maps, and then they will
Best
help you through the
one-star
more
champion?
challenging
Yep.
fights in those maps. So that's basically all there is to share about this at this point, but we knew that summoners would be excited for it. I guess the only other thing I want to say is because this is part of the Clash of the Elders narrative,
Yes.
it's going to share some of that reward identity. So what that means in plain English is that the rewards are going to be better than a usual meta event for this. There will probably be some Titan shards. There will probably be more of that Ascension material than you would normally get from a meta event.
Yeah.
So look forward to October. I very much am.
I've seen so many people ask this question, and I'm glad you asked. Who is Steve? Steve is this beautiful son of a gun, a champion that you can basically take
power-ups
from
were fun. I
infancy
agree, I like that.
and being a weak little
Can we
little
ascend
baby
Steve?
symbiote,
No.
and then
You can only
build
ascend
them
4,
and
5,
make them
and 6 stars.
stronger until they reach their full potential and join your roster.
Indeed. I'm sure that we will have someone on stream at some point to talk about this in more detail
We sure
before that
will,
event. So
yeah.
I'm gonna leave that to the designers of this this event. Yeah.
Love it. Okay, what's next here? I want to see on my list. Okay, yeah, let's talk about this. We have Battle Realm Brawl happening in October as well. A little Clash of the Elders adjacent, not quite tied in, but still very important for you all to be aware of, all right? The qualifying season for Battle Realm Brawl starts August 9th. For more information, go to playcontestofchampions.com/Battle
That was
Realm
basically
Brawl.
that,
We've
yeah.
talked about it on pretty much every stream since we've announced it. This will be the biggest in-person
Hey, what's
live
up, Christian?
competition. Competitive summoners going head-to-head here. The best of the qualifying summoners and participants will be here. They will be happening live, the finals,
Best
in
of the best
Vancouver.
qualifying
We have a whole,
summoners.
stadium, genuinely, planned for this event. You can get tickets if you want to attend and watch. We will also be doing a player summit that same weekend.
Oh,
with
yeah.
a lot of
I
new
wouldn't pay
reveals,
$10 for a
and
6-star
exciting
Awakening gem
things.
these days.
Stuff that we were like, hey, I know we're talking about a ton of stuff today, but we still have cool stuff to reveal, and we're going to use Battle Realm Brawl to do that. We have terms and conditions coming soon. Not everyone will be eligible to be a part of this competitive tournament, but we will continue to update you guys as we get more of those information. We already teased it once about, Tyler mentioned how we would have a new Kabam original. We'll be revealing them for the first time in this event. There's a lot of very, very, very cool stuff coming to the Battle Realm Brawl. I'm excited to be a part of it. I'll be there. John, will you be there?
I absolutely will be there. Can't wait.
I will be on stage hosting the festivities. I will try to get a top hat. We'll see if it's in the budget. Mike, can I get a top hat? Thumbs up. You'll love to see it. Come see me in a top hat. Come to Battle Realm Brawl. Hop into Battlegrounds Season 9 when it starts. Sorry, Season 10 when it starts. And do your best to qualify. And we'll be excited to see you here as well.
Yeah, sounds good. Just one note on that before we move on. Our Battle Realm Brawl will coincide with our anniversary season, our 1-year anniversary season for Battlegrounds.
Well,
and that 1-year anniversary season is part of the Clash of the Elders narrative.
Actually, my counter says 485 people are watching my stream.
Aren't able to come join us in Vancouver, and please do come join us in Vancouver. Even if you're not able to, there is going to be a special Battleground season going on at that point.
I love it. I love Battlegrounds. I'm not great at it, but I really enjoy the first true head-to-head competitive mode in this game. I think it's very cool, and it gives a lot of drive to a lot of people. I see a lot of positive sentiment around it, and that's fantastic.
We have an esport. We have
an esport.
Any idea how fucking deluded you sound?
It's esports, and we're doing it. Double thumbs up from Tyler off camera as well. I'm excited. I hope you guys are as well. Okay, so we'll move a little away from Clash of the Elders now. We did say that we would have more reveals and such with Battle Realm Brawl, etc. But we're not done with reveals.
This is not even the worst stream, I agree.
More things and exciting stuff coming to the contest, and John's the right person to discuss it. Stick around if you are here for our giveaway. We will be doing that at the end of the show. Again, you have your opportunity to win a 7-star Legends Selector.
So much
and
say
John,
so little.
moving away from Clash of the Elders here, we've got our next slide that says, not Clash of the Elders, but still rad. Some things that you wanted to make sure that our summoners knew about today.
Crap on top of crap on top of crap on top of crap.
Not me, you, and the game team are working on creating more novelty for champ acquisition. We've got this Legends selector, but there's new ways that we're trying to introduce for our summoners to be able to specifically chase their champions and increase their odds of getting those specifically. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, and also just make this 7-star acquisition landscape more interesting than the 6-star one. So we talked about that with the Titan Crystal when I was on last time. Obviously, we've talked about that with the Legends event. We have 250 now plus ownable champions. Some of them aren't good enough to become 7-stars in their current state. Some of them, a couple of them, are probably a little bit too good.
Come on.
But a lot of them are going to become 7-star champions. And so we wanted to create a more interesting landscape to go after those champions. So you've seen that with the Legends event that we talked about today. You've seen that with our double track event, the Morbius.
Yeah.
Guaranteed brand new champion for $30 is ground we hadn't tread before. That's a good deal. $30.
Oh yeah, that is a good deal. I'm not gonna say shit for this one.
Anything is going to be more expensive than that, and the Morbius will probably last longer. So
yeah.
So very excited about that.
I know. I'm
but
just
we're going to move forward with that idea, and so the first place that you're going to see some more of this is in our multiplayer modes and their shops. So there is going to be an exclusive Incursions crystal with champions that you cannot get anywhere else in the Artifact store, and there is going to be an exclusive Alliance War crystal in the Alliance War shop. Those crystals will be 2 different ones, again, exclusive to those modes, and it will be quite a while before those champions get added to the base pool. There's no firm plans for that, but I'm thinking it will probably be at least a year. So for at least a year, this will be the only place to get those champions, and we'll see how that goes. And if summoners like that, then we will look for even more opportunities.
This is quite interesting. I agree.
In interesting ways.
We've talked about how there's kind of 2 different ways to look at this, and I hope that people can see the positives and the opportunities here, because some people might say, well, now I don't want to play these game modes. But ultimately, the other side of that is, by playing these game modes, You get to make the choice of where you're dedicating your time with a goal in mind, right? You say, I want X champion. Well, I can see them in this specific crystal. I'm going to dedicate my time to that game.
Since when we can buy more beasts for $30? With those
in a smaller
double
pool,
track passes.
at an earlier time as opposed to waiting
for each one of those platinum
these
double
crystals,
tracks,
to start, these two
you get a
crystals both
stamp.
only have 6 champions.
And when you have 3 stamps, you can exchange them for
crystals,
7 more beasts.
we've ever released.
And I like it. I like it a lot here. Okay, moving on. You wanted to talk about the Alliance War and Incursions reward updates in general.
Yeah, so I know that last time Tyler and Harold talked briefly about this. I'm here to give some more firm timelines because I know summoners want that. So Alliance War, Season 44, ranked rewards, we will see an update. That probably isn't a surprise to most people. We have been updating the Alliance War ranked rewards every 1 or 2 seasons. That will be the addition of Titan Shards, including a full Titan Crystal for Alliance War number 1, as well as Relic Shards to a bunch of the different ranks. The Alliance War Loyalty Store will be updated in October. I should say that when I'm talking about these reward updates, it does not include the consumables in these stores. All of those consumables will be updated at roughly the same time later this year. As we've said before, we are working on a complete consumable update. So that will be coming later. But in terms of like the champion-related stuff in those stores, Loyalty Store will be updated in October.
Loyalty Store.
And we're kind of going to pivot with the Loyalty Store. The reason that the Loyalty Store hasn't been updated in a while is because it took us a while to decide exactly what we wanted to do with it. And we decided we're going to make a little bit of a change here. So we decided to focus the Loyalty Store moving forward on champion acquisition, awakening, and signature stones.
Awesome.
And so basically, we're adding this exclusive 7-star crystal. That will be the main chase in the shop. That is what, if you collect enough loyalty, that is what you should save up for. We're going to be repricing the awakening gem. Probably will become a generic, repricing the signature stones. Eventually, the Alliance War loyalty shop will be a source of 7-star signature stones once those are released, likely next year. And in terms of the rank up materials in the Alliance War shop, we're not going to touch those. So we're going to leave them in there if you've been saving up for those, but we obviously don't want to take them away. But we're not going to be adding any new rank up materials or repricing those because we want to sort of like pivot the identity. I didn't want the Alliance War shop to just become another Glory Store.
Sure.
Basically. And so we're going to make sure that doesn't happen. So that's coming in October. In terms of incursions, so we have the incursions
August, what the fuck?
This month.
That's so long
when
though.
Incursions rotates back into our regular space for it in September, there will be a full reward update for Incursions. So you're going to see top zone reward update, a fairly large one. Want to make it clear that like there is a top zone reward update with the meta event as well.
Yeah.
This is separate from that. That does not reflect what it's going to look like in September. Summoners will have to wait for the announcement for September to see what it looks like. But basically, it is going to be the addition.
Well, at least with Loyalty Store, you can save loyalty how much you want.
More of the stuff that's already in there, 7-star shards, and more artifacts will be able to be earned across the board in all of the different difficulties. And then in terms of the incursion shop, right now the only plan for that is we're going to add the exclusive 7-star crystal, and you'll continue to see the rotation of the crystals in there. Everything else will remain the same. Because you can earn more of the currency in the shop, or sorry, in the mode, it means everything in that store will obviously become cheaper. But yeah, those are the plans. Oh, and I should also mention the incursions milestones will also be updated.
Is my sound messed up?
They will now have a little bit more
gold in them.
Is the sound
messed up? What's wrong with the sound?
A lot less work to get.
Is the sound okay, or is it messed up?
Less incursions for more gold is basically
more gold, more gold. Woo! Okay. We've got one last thing to talk about from this this content roadmap through to the end of fall here. One I'm very excited about. We talk about how it's a very difficult task for our game team to create new content because some people say, why are you doing the same thing over and over again? And then if we try something different, some people say, why don't you just do what we already know works? So it's a tough balance to find. I think what we're about to talk about hits a fantastic
that
balance
must be like a YouTube
of doing
thing.
something
Sorry about
new. But isn't going to change the norm a tremendous amount, but is something that I think people should be really excited about.
Where's the AQ
we,
update?
Of course, are talking about an Alliance Quest update targeting November.
What the
That's
fuck?
not it. I skipped a slide in my brain. Let's talk about the Alliance Quest update. We'll talk about that in a second. We've already talked about this. You guys know this is coming. We have talked about this in generality. We've talked about this early in the year. One of our first streams, we talked about how we're going to change the Alliance Quest. So we are telling you now that we are targeting November with this.
That's right. So this is a complete overhaul to our Alliance Quest ecosystem. And so I see the chat. Why is it going to take until November? Once it launches, you will understand. This isn't just making Alliance Quest.
Here's the thing: we don't give a
7 days a week.
shit about this bit. Update the rewards first.
New ecosystem, similar to how like Battlegrounds in our game, you click on the Battlegrounds button and you
can walk.
taken
I thought he was
to a Battleground system.
Walk, yes.
That is what we are creating for Alliance Quest, because that is going to allow us to be more creative with Alliance Quest moving forward. So that's the goal of this. But yes, it will move to a 4-day week. You will be able to choose the 4 days of the week.
Here's the thing: we don't give a fuck about that part of the update.
So if you wanted,
if the rewards are
it's a 7-day period, you pick 4 days. So if you wanted to go 8 straight days of Alliance Quest and then have
You fucking donkey!
on the other side of it, you can do that.
Right, well, I'll get you more pumpkin, I'll ram it right up your fucking ass. Would you like it whole or dice?
You guys agency to decide. I always find it entertaining when we announce a timeline for things and people say,
surprise me
why not now?
to how shit you are.
Frankly, it's just not ready, and we can't just snap our fingers and make things ready. Game development takes a long time. I know that it's an easy concept to put into people's heads. 7 days, 4 days, but there's a lot of other ways that this impacts the game, and we're trying to set ourselves up so it allows us to build off Alliance Quest and, like you said, really change the thing.
Basically, we're trying to modernize it.
Yeah.
It's a fairly antiquated game mode right now, I think it's fair to say, and we are trying to create a new modern ecosystem again where we can be more creative. And so this is setting ourselves up for success in the future. Apologize that it's taking so long. But
crap on top of crap on top of crap on top of crap.
And to give you guys just a little bit more, another little.
Okay, where's the Glory Store update? Why can't you?
We are removing map ticket costs.
I don't give a shit.
Launches in November. You will no longer need.
Why does it take so long to update the fucking Glory Store?
And Alliance Quest.
That is right. So moving forward, no standard Alliance Quest maps will ever cost tickets again. We are deprecating that currency, retiring it, and there will be more details about how you can use your saved up Alliance tickets.
Jax's Demon Spy.
But yeah, we're getting rid of this. We reserve the right to charge some sort of entry cost to Alliance Quest adjacent things in the future, but standard Alliance Quest maps will never again cost tickets.
Here we go. Now, hold on. And more to be announced. I forgot to finish that slide off. There's more, like we said, we're trying to update and modernize this. So when we have more information and we talk about it,
like
in
seriously,
November,
what the fuck?
We'll
we don't give
about those blanks for you
update
guys
the
then.
fucking stores.
Again, we're targeting November.
And
if
rank
something
rewards.
needs to change, if something drastic happens internally, we'll keep you guys posted. But hopefully we'll be back in November to tell you all about what you guys can look forward to in Alliance Quest. But there's a couple of details for you guys right there. Now let's talk about the slide that I thought we were going to. It's always difficult for game designers because some people say they don't change enough and other people say they change too much. But this one I think people are going to be excited for because we are now announcing a Paragon Boss Gauntlet
I do like that.
coming in September. Walk us through this. This is tied to the event quest that happens every month. It's going to start in September and it's going to carry on.
That is right. So basically what this is, and shout out to our quest team and Gambiara, he's the one who worked on this and put this concept together, as well as Alex on our live op team who had the idea for this. But basically the concept is that every month when you explore the Thronebreaker event quest as a Paragon player, you will unlock what we are calling a Paragon Gauntlet.
Boom!
Yes, and what it is it is a bite-sized challenge, basically. So we knew that Paragon players wanted something every month to challenge them a little bit more, but we thought doing a whole new EQ would be a little bit much.
Yep.
And so what we decided to do instead was create this, as I said, sort of bite-sized challenge for players that they'll be able to give a go at every month. So this is the first iteration of it. For this design, there is a team of 3. And there are 2 choice notes to take advantage of. We may, work some changes into that in the future. We might experiment with that, mix that up a little bit. But there will be something like this in every piece of monthly content for the foreseeable future.
Every month.
And it's one path. It's 6 fights. I play tested this. It was by far the most fun I've had in any event quest related.
I kind of like this. I'm not gonna lie. I'm still very fucking pissed. They are gonna get it in a video after this for the fucking AQ targeting November bullshit fucking cunts. But this bit I do kind of like.
Exploration objective. The tier 6 class catalysts, we're putting that in here. We're adding some more tier 6 class catalysts. There are rank 4 materials. There are 7-star shards. There are 6-star relic shards. There is a Nexus 6-star hero crystal.
Yeah,
for
this
a single
type
path.
of thing every month, I think it's good.
Definitely going to be worth doing. So I am very much looking forward to this.
I just want to call out IOIOI for coining the term paragauntlet. You're welcome, everyone. Well done. That's going to stick around. We're going to call it that. I'm going to call it that. That is a very cool final announcement for this content roadmap.
Immortality is banned from
Paragon
Paragon.
End of the year. That's going to wrap us up basically into October, November. We're going to have more announcements at Battle Realm Brawl in October. Some stuff that's really cool. While John and I were kind of putting together what we wanted to discuss, this show just kept getting bigger and bigger and having more and more reveals to the point where we were like, whoa, this is beefy, and we should cut some stuff and talk about it later in the year. So again, we talked about how 2023, the first half, wasn't quiet, but man, in comparison, whew, all of these reveals that we have now concluded in their entirety is
fucking whatever.
it's over, and that's everything. But wait! One more thing. What could it be? Let's talk about the Glory Store update timeline. Isn't it exciting?
You think you're funny? You think that is fucking funny?
Right now. It's already live!
Fuck off, you fat useless sack of fucking Yankee danky doodle
But you know why?
shite.
Because
Fuck
they were
off,
all
will you
here
please?
paying attention to us. They weren't in the game refreshing the Glory Store over and over and over again. Now, I don't have my phone out, and I have not looked at this, so I cannot confirm 100%, but the sources, the powers that be,
Okay, maybe they're
seem
not gonna
very
get it in the
confident.
neck.
Actually, Mike messaged me
people
2
did
minutes
already-
ago and
did
said,
already
people
see
are
it.
I think that's
on.
fucking funny though, you
we didn't
fucking
lie to
assholes.
everyone.
No,
it
we
did
got
go
it.
live as planned.
Confirmed.
So, yeah, just wanted to make a couple notes about this. So basically, almost everything is cheaper. We've added some more resources to it. We've also increased the amount of each resource that you get for a lot
You
of
think you're
resources per
so
purchase, and because of the
fucking
way the
funny.
escalating costs work in the Glory Store, that also makes things way
shut your
cheaper.
dirty mouth!
And in addition to that, we decided to get ahead of the 7-day Alliance Quest cycle that we're moving to later this year. And so now the Glory Store will refresh every Monday. So it will refresh on a 7-day cycle, which just means more Glory Store. Your Glory's going to go further.
This was so fun because throughout almost the entirety of this stream, people requested all the things that we just said we were going to do. People were like, make it refresh sooner. When are you updating it? Tell us more. And then we did. We did all of those things. So, oh man, this was fun to see. Oh, thumbs up from off camera. We love it. Okay, now that is the genuine end of our content roadmap that we wanted to discuss today that'll lead us all the way through fall. I'm excited. I hope you guys are as well. What is your most anticipated piece of content coming to the contest? Please let me know now. We're going to have to skip 20 questions because we got chatty, which I think was great. I loved it. We'll bring back 20 questions on our next live stream because right now, we have a priority, we have an urgency, because we need to do our giveaway. If you are watching anyone
Alright, guys, that's
twitch.tv/Kabam,
thing for me.
you are not eligible to enter.
I shall get going now
Make an
because I
account
need to
very
record some
quickly
videos,
and follow
at least a couple,
twitch.tv/Kabam.
because of all the new event
We will
info,
be telling
obviously
you
breakdown
exactly
of
what
the
you need to
stream and
do
everything
in a
else.
moment here to win
KT67
a 7-star
wants Kabam.
legend selector,
Fuck
something
them.
we talked about earlier in the show, to give you a choice of one of 6 exclusive
Anyways.
7 stars. You will also get it before that legend selector is live in the game.
I'll
As
be
3
bouncing,
runner-up prizes,
and I
we
need
will
to
be
go
giving
make some
away
videos. So if you guys want to enter the giveaway,
3 triple passes for our summer double
here's the
track
link to
event.
their stream.
I'm excited for that as well. We are also boosting those. So if you get them today, you boost all of the rewards that would have happened over the last 3 weeks, and you're ready to go here. We are going to start that giveaway right now. To enter, please type in !gimme in chat. Gimme, gimme, gimme. You will have 5
There you go. I
minutes,
have entered
should
myself
point out.
as well,
Everybody
but
gets
I'm
one
just
entry
going.
into this.
Anyways,
if you do not see
lots
a
of
message
videos
from
today,
Streamlabs letting you know
and
you have a ticket, you do. We just overload Streamlabs because I don't think it's meant to handle the
huge
thousands of
thank
people
you
that are
to
hanging out
Heinz
here. And
for
hey,
being the big
thank
guy
you
of the
for being
stream.
one of
Huge
those
thank you to
thousands of
everybody
people.
for hanging out
I'm
with
looking
me.
at you,
And I will
Jessica,
see you later.
and you,
Bye.
Jeff.
Hello there guys and welcome back to the channel. So we have all the information about the